Hi and welcome to my blog. Now, a fourth video diary. Who'd have thought it? So, what did I get up to in June? Well, photographically, the first half of June was a washout, sometimes quite literally. A 2-week half term, which added to my usual grandchildren duties, severely limited free time, and the time that was available was blighted by grey skies, wall-to-wall grey cloud and heavy rain. I did get a few opportunities which I grasped, but the photographic highlight of the month was always likely to be a few days in Cornwall at the end of the month, more of which later. One big win at the beginning of the month though was the May video diary, which was great fun to put together and hopefully maintain the ongoing development in this area. The wife's birthday in the middle of the month coincided with a rare sunny day, so we made the most of it with a walk in the Yorkshire Sculpture Park and a visit to a local garden centre. The latter is one of my wife's favourite locations, even if it's not mine. During our walk, I managed to grab a few short segments on my iPhone using the gimbal. Comparing the footage to that which I shot handheld later at the garden centre, and the difference is clear. I guess the next task is to head online again and find out how to use the gimbal properly. I might even read the manual. One thing that didn't go well this month was an attempt to do a face-to-camera introduction to this diary. Stiff doesn't cover it, and I look so miserable. I wasn't miserable, it's just the combination of a naturally dour face and concentrating extremely hard. I'm getting more comfortable with recording these voiceovers, and so I'm probably going to stick with this approach for now. Although some close-ups of my hands or scenes with me pottering in the background might creep in. The big challenge on the voiceovers is getting the recording as good as I can. I noticed last month that a few of the audio segments were clipping, which adds a faint crackle at times. The sheer volume of helpful material on the net is amazing. There's some dross too, but for me, the biggest challenge is finding what I need, when quite often I'm ignorant of the correct terminology, or even that I need something, both of which would make searching a lot more fruitful. Now, I'm a very experienced photographer, but very much a newbie videographer and video editor. Earlier this year, I bought an online Final Cut Pro course, but haven't had the time to sit and work through it until now. The first half of June gave me that opportunity, and it's proving very helpful. It assumes zero knowledge, yet somehow manages to push along at just the right pace so that I don't get sidetracked by other things. I am completely self-taught with regards to using Final Cut Pro, and as with any self-tuition, it has, through ignorance, been very selective. I've learned how to perform some actions, for example, without understanding why or how they work. This makes it harder to adapt the knowledge or technique to new challenges. So I've also learned some very helpful shortcuts through these lessons, which are making the process much more efficient and a lot easier. The sections on libraries, events and clips sounds boring, but was surprisingly helpful. It's very basic stuff, but I now understand them so much better, and I've been able to reorganise my hard drive to reduce the amount of duplication going on. It's also very comforting to actually feel in control of my material as well, and I've picked up some very useful tips on keeping my clips organised. I've long believed that picking things up as you go along is all well and good, but at some point you need to go back to the beginning and learn it properly. Learning on the job does mean you're at least producing something, and when you're as impatient as I am, the temptation to watch a quick YouTube tutorial to show you how to quickly do something is very hard to resist. So far on this online course, I've covered about 2 hours worth of material without actually creating anything myself. It's not a problem though, as I'm already able to produce watchable footage. Well, at least I hope I am. But had I attempted to do this course first before putting my first video together, I probably would have ended up frustrated at best. There are some hands-on activities within the course, so a complete beginner isn't left just doing theoretical stuff, although I'm skipping some of them and just doing the ones which add to my knowledge or show a different or more efficient way of doing something. I've actually used Final Cut Pro more during the last few weeks than both Photoshop and Lightroom combined, and I'm finding the key to learning is repetition, and wherever possible daily use. I've put together lots of small videos, most not more than 2 minutes long. They're not for external consumption, but they're simply a way of practicing and embedding the learning. I've also reorganised the library and event structures in light of what I've learned so far on the course. Which brings us to the end of the month and a couple of days in Cornwall. It's a long drive from West Yorkshire to Cornwall, especially for what is essentially a 2-day stay. Drive down Friday, go to sleep. Saturday, Sunday to recover, then drive back up north on the Monday. It was a family event though, so it had to be done, and whilst it was more duty than holiday, I had hoped to grab at least a couple of hours to myself with my camera. The family are well used to my photographic activities and are very supportive, but did it all turn out as hoped? Well, as you'll have seen, I did manage to get out for a few hours with the camera, so watch out for a Cornwall special coming soon. That's it for this month. Let's see if we make it into July. Bye for now.